AI's resume is better than Harden's top to bottom.
What's AI's resume?
What do you mean? What's his resume?
Explain it to me.
Scoring leader, MVP, better defender.
No, they have the same. They have the same amount of MVPs, but then he has 4 scoring titles. So what Harden was essentially great at, AI was better than him at.
And the defensive side of the ball. You can't put Harden in your top 5, and he didn't play one. He only played one side of the ball.
What defense was Allen Iverson playing?
Way better defense than Harden. He was a great off-ball defender.
He was at least
great off-ball defender.
He was great at getting steals. That's not great off the defense.
That's the passing lane.
That's a great off-ball.
James Harden is very high in the league in deflections every year as well, but no one says he's a good defender for the same reason. Allen Iverson wasn't a good defender.
Allen Iverson was small.
He wasn't a good defender.
The difference is Allen Iverson was small, so he didn't have the same size. Harden is 6'6" or 6'5", however tall Harden is, and can't lock up anybody. He can't play on ball. AI
doesn't get a pass for being bad on defense because he's small. We're comparing them as players. He's a smaller player. That's life. We live with.
Those are limitations. It's not about that.
Cool. He has limitations, and those limitations make him worse.
Harden has no limitations. Harden has no limitations. He's the ideal size for a guard. And no, he's not better than him. That's the crazy part. Is that Iverson was still a better defender than Harden.
No, he wasn't.
All right.
Mars, you're up here caping for James Harden.
I think both of them are bad.
You got Harden as a better defender than Allen Iverson. That makes no sense to me.
James Harden literally doesn't even try on defense. He just stands there with his hands like we've seen multiple times.
That's pride talking. That's pride talking. You trying to hold on to the point.
Can we not talk about AI and James Harden being better than each other because of defense? Like, let's not do that. Let's not.
I forgot defense doesn't matter. Defense doesn't matter.
No, because both of them are not good defensively. So
James Harden can guard his shadow. James Harden can't guard his own shadow.
AI couldn't guard anybody either. That's the thing. Neither of them are good defensively. You guys acting like AI is a good.
AI was out there trying to be competitive. James Harden would just sit there and just let a guy go around him, and then just stand there with that stupid beard look on his face, and it'd be like, "Oh, get the rebound. I'll let it to me."
Trying and being bad doesn't mean anything.
No, but when you're talking about like elite defense, like Harden isn't a good defender.
I know he's bad. No, he wasn't. AI was not good. There was never a day in his life he was good defensively.
He doesn't have to be good to be better at James Harden in defense.
That's fine. I think James Harden's better. I think both of them are bad. Like that's it.
Yeah, ain't no way he called Harden a better defender than AI. Ain't no way.
Can I ask you analyst one thing? Because I'm just like
analyst.
I want to ask an analyst something. Hey, so James Harden better than Reggie Miller? Like he a better shooting guard than Reggie Miller?
Yeah,
just easy. No. Y'all taking James Harden over Reggie?
Yeah. You know what? Hey, you know what's crazy? Hey, Bama, that's a great question. I got you. Dub over there laughing. Look, the only reason you guys would take James Harden over Reggie Miller is because of fucking
he's more
stats.
Versatile.
It's because
he's a better player.
So if you want your team to win, who are you gonna have in your team? Reggie Miller or James Harden? Because I guarantee you, and I put this on my son. If you put James Harden on those Indiana Pacers teams back in the day, they don't do shit.
They'd be better.
They don't do a motherfucking thing.
He doesn't beat the Bulls. Okay.
So fast forward. They don't go to the championship and play against that Laker team. They don't. Who
did they beat in 2000?
They don't make it that easy. You tell me who they played.
Who did they beat? Who did they beat? Who did they beat in 2000?
You tell me who they played so I can tell you why they beat.
Who did they beat in 2000? You was there. Remember, I wasn't there. I wasn't alive. Who did they beat? You always told me about how you was there in the 2000. Who did they beat?
You tell me who they played so I can tell you who they beat.
You was there. You should know who they beat. You should know who they beat. You should know who they beat.
You tell me.
I know, but I wasn't there. You was alive. You was watching. That's your argument for why I don't know about AI. Who did they beat? Who did they beat?
They would not make it.
Who did they beat?
They wouldn't make it.
Who did they beat? Who did they get through?
They went further than the Rockets. That's the point.
Who did they get through?
They went to the finals and the Rockets didn't.
Who did they get through?
They went through NBA teams.
Which teams? Everyone tells me they were there to watch it, and no one can remember who the Pacers played.
That's because it's irrelevant.
All right. You said 2000.
Everyone wants to tell me that I can't talk on something because I wasn't there.
Hold on.
I asked them who they played. They don't remember.
I got you.
I know who they played. They played the Bucks. They played the Sixers. They played the Knicks. I know, but I wasn't there. How can you not know? How can you not know? Who did the Knicks have? 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 Who did the Knicks have?
They don't beat the Knicks.
Who did the Knicks have? Old Patrick Ewing. An old Patrick Ewing. Okay. Latrell Sprewell, fantastic.
That team was more of a dog. That team was more of a dog, and you gave
I never said that was a bad team. I never said that was a bad team.
They had just been in the finals in '99 too.
I never said that was a bad team.
They had literally just been in the finals '99. So be careful with that Knicks team. That was a strong team.
I'm not saying the Knicks were bad. I'm not saying
they had their own problems.
I'm saying
Ewing was kind of like a Harden where he couldn't get over the hoop.
That team.
No, I don't. I absolutely don't.
Why?
Yo, because look, check this out. As quiet as it's kept, James Harden really can't fuck with Latrell or Allen Houston.
Oh my God!
As quiet as kept,
hey,
either is
but hey, y'all not ridiculous to say that.
Y'all can crucify me for that, but look, James Harden really can't get with them. On top of that, they had Patrick Ewing too. He not finna elevate them to beat them.
37-year-old Patrick Ewing.
Ron, keep Latrell out of it. Keep Latrell out of it. We won't even bring Latrell into this. Yeah. He couldn't tie Allen Houston's shoes.
Allen Houston was
it's crazy how you hype up these players, but you couldn't even remember the Pacers played them. But okay,
it don't matter because
that team was so memorable. Now I say they played them, you remember the team, but you couldn't remember.
It don't matter who they played. My thing is, it's irrelevant.
It doesn't matter who they played. Okay,
it's irrelevant. It's basketball. Okay. These are NBA basketball teams.
Yo, Mars is fired up after Messi.
So the teams you play doesn't matter. So the teams that
y'all always want to bend it like that. Oh, well, they played this person. He played that person.
So because James Harden was in the same conference as the Golden State Warriors and couldn't make the finals, that's a knock on him. But Indiana, the early 2000s East, which everyone knows was trash. James Harden can't get through that Eastern.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. James Harden was a better player than Reggie Miller. Like 1-for-1, Reggie Miller needed a team around him. Mark Jackson, that team was stacked, right? Those Indy teams were stacked. It wasn't just Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller, I don't even know if he made a first All NBA team. He was third All NBA most of his career. So to me,
that wasn't my point though, Justin. I'm not asking is James Harden better than Reggie Miller. I said if you want to win, who do you want on your team? Do you want Reggie?
If I need one shot, I'm taking Reggie.
I want the better player.
You want bitch shot Reggie, or do you want James who's going to disappear when the moment gets the big
one game though is James Harden because he did much more than just be a shooter. Reggie Miller was pretty much a shooter in his career. So James Harden was he was also a facilitator. Reggie wasn't good on defense. James Harden, at least a facilitator. He can get through the offense. He's a shooter. Like there's a lot that James Harden does bring to the table. And peak James Harden was elite, was more elite than Reggie ever was. Like James Harden's peak was way higher than Reggie Miller.
Hey, this is the bag that Mars is in right now. This is the
bag. He just threw a grenade, bro. And Ron, you just damn.
He threw a grenade because he asked me what teams they played 20 years ago and I couldn't remember. Yo, I can't.
You was alive.
No, that ain't how it works.
When I said peak AI was overrated, you told me I wouldn't know because I wasn't there to see it. You saw these 2000s and can't remember it.
But when you told me the team, I told you why he wouldn't beat them in the reason
because he can't mess with Latrell Sprewell and Allen Houston.
I think that he would not be able to beat that Knicks team that just went to the championship the year before.
Better.
They just went to the championship the year before.
Do you know what? You know what?
3 years ago, what was the Pacers run to the finals?
Yo, that's crazy that Mars knew that off the dome too. Boy genius.
Ron, you want to know? Cool. You want to know what Reggie?
Your memory can be solid, but at the same time, that still doesn't negate the fact that I don't believe that James Harden could beat that team. And we can even go back to the Bucks team too. Tell me who was on that team. And
was Mike Red on that team?
That was Ray.
Oh, nice.
Like an older Dale Ellis on that team.
Yeah.
Dale
Ellis was strapped too. Dale Ellis was strapped too.
And what Ray gonna do?
No, that was old man Dale Ellis. Like,
what Ray gonna do?
I don't even know if he was there.
Ray gonna do to James?
But yeah, we talking about young Ray, so we're not gonna even do this.
Yeah,
Ray Allen. I didn't even throw his name in. I'd rather have Ray Allen than James Harden. Ray Allen, give me Ray Allen over James Harden.
Yeah. And now y'all casual because I'm not gonna hype up James Harden, a dude that has consistently came up here and put up stat after stat after stat, and done all of this. It hasn't done nothing. So, but you guys want me to put this dude on a pedestal. But when I come up here and hype Westbrook, it's Ron, now you're just capping. Ron, Westbrook wasn't this, Westbrook wasn't that. But when I do it if I don't do it for James, now all of a sudden it's a big deal. Nah.
How many times has James Harden been past the conference finals? In the conference finals or beyond, how many times?
The Western Conference?
He's
counting with OKC too, or
in his whole career,
in his whole career,
how many times does James Harden reach the conference finals and beyond? How many times?
Twice, right?
4 times.
How many times Allen Iverson done that?
Who was there? How many finals did Allen Iverson go to on the strength of him?
One.
On the strength of him.
Yeah.
As the number one option.
Yeah, he was the number one. He was the number one option. He went to one.
Against one of the greatest teams of all time, and then went up there and got a win.
Lost in 5. How many wins did James Harden get? How many wins did James Harden get against Steph and KD? How many wins did James Harden get?
Remember
did he win? How
many wins did Allen Iverson win? No.
Hey, Allen Iverson to the finals. There was nobody else on that team. You talking about Aaron McKee and Theo Ratliff? Like you talking about the Harden team?
Do you really want to talk about how Allen Iverson was actually playing
CP3 when he went to the Western Conference Finals? He had KD and Russ when he went to the conference finals.
The reason the Sixers got to the finals was because of their defense more than their offense. First,
in the finals, we're talking about
the reason the Sixers got to the finals is because of their defense over their offense.
AI and Allen Iverson.
Yes, AI carried the offense 100%. But if you want to go watch those series again, you can argue Vince Carter outplayed him in the Toronto series. You could definitely argue Ray Allen outplayed him in the Milwaukee Bucks series.
I got you. Now hear this. The reason why Harden got to the Western Conference Finals at all is because he got carried by better talent. He got carried by Chris Paul. He got carried by KD and Russ.
Okay.
Tell me he didn't. Tell me he didn't. That team didn't win because Chris Paul got hurt. That team didn't win that series because Chris Paul got hurt.
If you believe that, I can't say anything because he made it in 2015. Chris Paul wasn't there. But if you believe that Chris Paul carried James Harden, there's nothing to say beyond the fact that you just hate James Harden. It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. The player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.